So I had this experience within my marriage recently, and it was something that ended up being a miscommunication. And what ended up happening is that we both had some reactions and then had to come back together to work through that. And what I wanted to share with you about that today is just our tendency as humans to really kind of go back and think about our past experiences, and in an effort that we don't want to we don't want that to happen again, right? So we don't want to continue the same thing that maybe happened in the past that was hurtful, or right, that we realize we don't want that to happen. While what we're not really taking into account there when we do that is when we're looking at the past experience, preparing for the future experience, we're not only more likely to continue that pattern and actually end up doing the same thing in the past. Just really recognizing it's a protection mechanism, right? So that's something, for our survival. It's a way that we're trying to protect ourselves, right? Because we don't want to get hurt again, or we don't want the same thing to happen. But what we're missing there is that we want to be able to hold that there's going to be a new experience. So now and in the future, that it can go differently than how it went in the past. And how we want to do that is we've got to develop that trust in ourselves. We've got to, have reflected on what happened in the past and work through whatever that is to recognize that we did learn from that experience, that we did have a takeaway from that experience, and we are learning to trust ourselves more. So then when that comes up, we are trusting that we will be able to handle it differently. So if we're not able to, of course, we want to be able to trust, the other person, especially within, relationships and something like a marriage, where what we want to do is the more that we trust ourselves and we trust that we have really learned and taken something away from that situation, we're able to go into the now and the future moments with a different perspective. So instead of kind of protecting or trying to make sure that that doesn't happen again, we're more focused on trusting ourselves and our ability to, when that thing does come up, or if it's coming up now or in the future, that our response is going to be different. And as a result, right, what we're getting back from that is also going to be different, right? And so it's really about it really comes back to that trusting and knowing that you are able and that you will be able to respond differently. So even if the other person is doing the same thing, you're going to respond differently, which changes their response, changes the whole situation in general. And so when we're able to do that, we're able to build trust in ourselves and respond differently. That's what's going to give us a different outcome. That's how we can hold that we can get a different result than we had in the past. So instead of bracing ourselves for going through the same thing again, we can hold the vision that it's going to be different, and it can be different for us.